Spark a conversation, verbal elation, stimulation, education. This is Menage with the Mary Jane Maven. When we on the air, it's always a lituation. Might talk about some litigation, might talk about some immigration, might talk about some politics, but never talking nonsense. Yes, we on in the slide. Watch and listen, it's a vibe. Watch it while you getting high, or you can listen while you drive. Just don't forget to subscribe.
Roll up. Trying to get high.
Welcome to Menage with the Mary Jane Maven Podcast with your host, the Mary Jane Maven. I am the producer, the hubby. Follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Show us some love and click that subscribe button now. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications and click the like button on the videos.
And now, your host. Your host.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl. You know who it is. I miss you, just as always. It's me, the Mary Jane Maven, and welcome everybody to Menage with the Mary Jane Maven, your favorite podcast. If it's not, it will be after this. So as we get started, support and love, it doesn't, I'm like stumbling on my words already, doesn't cost a thing. So I'm trying to get into this habit, guys. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, push all the buttons, all that. Do it all right? And then just to show me how much you love me. We always allow and love positive feedback. If you have something negative to say, though, don't try it. Don't try me. I've had people doing that way too much. And we love this side of me. Don't make the other airy side come out. All right. So we have another good show for you guys. Of course, I always try to bring you fire. I'm like Dylon. I spit that hot fire. I bring the hot fire on. The hot fire guest. Educate, eradicate, and elevate, whichever way that I can. And we like to be lit when we do so. So as we get started, I am going to try, as I say every episode, I'm going to try to stay aware of the time. So I'm going to jump right into this. I'm trying new things, guys. So we're going to start off with our quotes. The first quote for tonight. Hold on. Oh, I'm going after. Yes, sorry. Oh, my bad. You guys know who I'm talking to. I just talked to the side. The hubby, of course, is here doing his producer thing. Say hello, hubby.
How you doing?
So he was just telling me, keep me on schedule. But we're going to go ahead and start off with the quote for tonight. So the first quote is, don't worry about being successful, but work toward being significant, and the success will naturally follow. Bars. Now that's bars, because we heard something earlier. We were like, that is not bars. Somebody said. Oh, Wild 'N Out was what we were watching. And no, it wasn't Nick Cannon. Surprisingly, because he never has bars. Never. So, and the second one, because this is a twofer. If you don't have big dreams and goals, you'll end up working really hard for someone else who does. That's another bar. And so much truth. So, as the hubby was just saying, I want to do my introductions here because we do have fantastic, like I said, energy for you tonight in this episode. So I want to go ahead and, I like to do my introductions. Ooh. And this introduction is going to start off with a little bit of story about how I came across this gentleman. I like to make sure that I make the connections that are meaningful. And I like to make connections where we can do something for each other. Not I'm just getting something from you and, skirt off. It's really about me helping to share and pass on the knowledge of different brands, increase their brand awareness. But like I said, at the same time, building more than an acquaintanceship, more than a social media kind of bond. I want to create something where one day we make an appointment or, we make more than an appointment, but we schedule to go meet each other because we're going to do shit live together. We're going to take over the world together. So this is something that I felt, I don't know why, but I trust my intuition, and just stumbling upon his page on Instagram of this business. My first thing, I'll be honest. First, I was like, well, where is Northern California? in the line here. And you guys will know what I'm talking about in a second. But that was my first thought because, I'm an Aries. So, we're a little stubborn. But then as I just did further work and I reached out to the brand, which I will, because you guys are probably like, well, tell me who the brand is. So the brand is Cannatown. And if you don't know, you will know at the end of this. You definitely want to go and follow and like and support through social media, Instagram and Facebook. But I reached out, immediate reply. And I don't usually expect people to reply right away because I get hit up all the time on Instagram and I don't know if the shit's real, if it's fake, if somebody's trying to like log into my Instagram and take over, if they're scheming and scamming and they gonna have like all my bank account numbers. If y'all want them, you can be sorely upset. I will tell you that right now. You'll get into it and be like, you scammed the wrong person. But I did get that energy. Like I said, he responded right away and was I could feel how grateful and thankful he was that I even reached out and acknowledged, his brand and the hard work. So I want to share a little bit about Cannatown, their mission. And I love this. Wear your town, love your cannabis. That's fire right there. That's easy to remember. But the mission is to create a brand that allows you to be part of where you're from, as well as honor the special plant that has brought us all together. Because, like I say, it's a power plant. There's power in that flower. Now, a town with no physical address, a community of people that believe in the power of cannabis. Whether it be used for medical, social, spiritual reasons, we can all agree that cannabis has played a significant role in our lives. Preach. Together, we will change the negative perception of this magnificent plant and help with its progression of being used all over the world. Love it. As we know, my goal is to educate, eradicate, and elevate. Same thing. I just put it with, because I like things that sound alike. So all had to start with an E. But before I talk anymore, I do want to introduce you guys to our special guest co-host, the man behind Cannatown, your new favorite cannabis apparel brand. Bring them right on, hubby. Let everybody give a special shout out to our special co-host. And won't you let the people know, introduce yourself, because I talk a lot. So.
Oh, it's good. My name is Chez, owner of Cannatown. And yeah, man, like that, I'm already lit, yo. Like, those energy got me so lit. I really appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate
it. So we can get high and vibe out. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So everybody knows what time it is. Like Phaedra, everybody knows. So we got to get that one too, baby, because that's a line from Phaedra. But everybody knows what the time is. It's that good old spark and salutations. You know what your girl's doing. So already rolled up. And tonight's elevation is courtesy of two of my favorite brands because they are, I don't like to call them bottom shelf. I don't think we even need those like bottom shelf, middle shelf, top shelf,
It's whatever you like is what you like.
And whatever's good for your pocket. Okay. So
exactly.
And I just came from a little vacay. So right now we're about to roll up some Buzz Nug. Okay. And this is Kush Mints. So it's a nice 32%, 33% on this good little nugs there. If you guys, well, they're not little nugs. They're good nugs. They're very dense.
Is it a hybrid or what we got?
This is a hybrid. So it is a indica. It's 50-50 split. So it's right down the middle. But right before he got home from work, the hubby, and he teaches, and he needed that after today. I mean, he had a whole deal. He didn't just get through a full day. He had to stop a parent from dropping his kids off to fight other kids.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Right. So before that, when he got home, we ventured into one of my favorite brands. You guys know I talk about Eighth Brothers all the time, and they're putting out, I want to call it's like flashback, strains. So this is green crack. Haven't had any good sativa, good green crack in a long time. 31% here. And you guys know I love my Eighth Brothers. So shout out to Connected because good $10 an eighth. So
hey, let's go.
So you got $40, you can get you a good.
Yeah,
right
there.
You're right good. There. So they that's what I say. And good brands. But right now we're about to blow this Kush Mints. and we are going to get started. So what are you smoking on out there?
So this is some firecracker. It's a hybrid, but it was funny when you were talking about like OG stuff and sativa. My favorite is Jack Hare.
Oh, that's okay.
That's the
if
number
you don't,
one. That's my
if you don't get
number
out of
one.
my head, I wish I could show you my weed maps right now, because that's legit. What I ordered at first was to replace the Buzz Nugs was Jack Rare, because they had that too. Love that.
Yeah, that's it.
I get shit done. I'm creative.
That's why I'm like, oh dang, like who are you? Like,
right?
I'll be writing on my journal, and I'm like, who are you right now? It's like,
well, it's also the kind of weed that you hit, and you look at it like, what?
Yeah.
What is this? But then again, yes, it helps you. It's super creative. It's a great sativa. And I know there's more strains that are coming out now that are a little more hybrid, but it's still sativa dominant. But what do you prefer? Do you prefer sativas? Do you prefer
sativas?
Yeah.
I like sativas. I do tend to try to have like a little bit of indica for like, there's some days where I can't really go to sleep, or like after I play basketball, or I've, worked out. And sometimes I work at Amazon right now too, kind of like to help food, because this is all new. But
we still gotta pay bills until we're all Jeff Bezos level. We go work.
Exactly.
We still gotta work. Yes.
And so my job, sometimes I'm going in and out of a truck. So sometimes I get home, I'm like, my body kind of sore. So I'll do that. But do
you guys have a timeline, or like a certain time limit, like to do deliveries? Because some of these Amazon drivers around here, they be acting like they got like their car go blow up if you don't get this delivered. And this
so they're supposed to get. They're supposed to work basically like a 10-hour shift.
Okay.
So you have to come. So right now, what I do, I'm on the fulfillment side. So I'm actually in 2 weeks, I'm going to go. I'm getting my CDL.
All right.
Yeah, they pay for it. So I'm like what they call like a hostler driver. So what I do right now is I drive this like little small truck, and I move all the trailers to the doors and off the doors.
Okay.
And so then in 2 weeks, I'll go to school, and then I'll actually be taking some of those loads to other sites that are around our area.
Well, congratulations. Look, I tell people all the time, Amazon is always hiring. And around this area, they're putting, warehouses and shit like up
everywhere.
And I tell people, if you place an order and they're saying like it's gonna be there like that morning, like if you place at 11 and they say the stuff's gonna be delivered by 4, then it's coming from somewhere nearby. So I think people should be a little bit more aware that there's.
It is crazy, but like how you were saying, it's they only really want people to work overtime. Like unless they want to give it to you. So that's why the people be rushing and sometimes throwing your stuff. And it's I worked in the delivery station too, and I used to have to help them pack their vans.
Okay.
They only get, so if you ever looked in their van and you see it all full, like if you ever looked in there, they only get 10 minutes to pack that van like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, then
That's serious.
Yeah.
So I realized, because remember our cousins were doing Amazon Flex or whatever it was. So I noticed that's not a big thing anymore. When you can go and say that they have loads for you, you line up and they fill your car up and you go and do deliveries. So I'm noticing that. Was that more of a pandemic thing because everybody was ordering from Amazon and they want to get shit out?
Mm-hmm. There's still a couple. But it's not as big as it was then. Yeah. Now obviously it's basically back to normal now. Like the place I have just worked at for peak, they moved over 10.5 million units for peak season. For the peak week.
And I was probably 2.5 million of that if it was coming from your area. I was on Amazon earlier. You should see my cart. Like hubby gets so mad at me because he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's kind of like window shopping. It's kind of like that, And then I watch, the Amazon, the different content creators that are like, what you should buy on Amazon this month and shit like that. I'll be all on there, just making a list. Do I buy it? Sometimes. But it's one of those therapeutic things. I don't know, one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But before we jump into because I always like a little pop culture, so we're going to talk a little bit about Drink Champs and Irv Gotti and how he embarrassed himself. But before we jump into that, we definitely have to do the music and Mary Jane. You guys know music means a lot to me. Music is my boyfriend, what I like to say. So that's my next tattoo. But I would like to know, what is a song that is your favorite, or a song that whenever you hear it, it's like, let me roll up, time to get high and listen and enjoy this music. Anything that just jumps right out?
I would say my favorite. So being from Houston, like, you know, it's you know, I don't know, y'all know about DJ Screw, Swisher House, and all that, right? Yeah. So I grew up on. I'm from the South Side. I'm from Southwest Houston. So, like, I don't know if you ever heard of A-Leaf.
No.
Y'all know who? I'm sure y'all know who this rapper is. Y'all ever heard of Toby Niguwu?
Oh, love him to death.
He's from my neighborhood. He's from A-Leaf. That's why I say the SWAT right here on the back of my thing. I'm from A-Leaf.
Oh my God, I love him and his wife. I love everything. Yeah. I love. Oh my gosh, him and Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So so I listen to a lot of Toby, but when I'm smoking, I listen to this song called June 27 by DJ Screw, and they got it's like a 40-minute freestyle that they did for this dude Young Joe's birthday, and they got like legends on there like Big Mo, Pokey, Youngster, like all these Houston legends, and they just freestyled the whole thing and just went off. So that's what normally I smoke to. And then the song that I rock a lot is that the Styles P song, I Get High song. I can't hear you.
Got it. Okay, I'm back. Got it. All right. So that'll be it.
What's the name? What's the Styles P song that I'm talking about? What's the name of it?
Because I get high. Because I get high.
Yeah, that's
that one, right?
That's the song. But what's the name of it? Because the weird thing about that song is that the title doesn't say anything about being high in the title.
It doesn't. Yeah, he's about to Google it right now, so he's looking right now.
But that's my
job. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one too. And that always reminds me of what's the movie it plays in? Oh, now I'm just drawing a blank. Normally it's right on the tip of my tongue. It wasn't How High.
It was the plane. Yeah. What was the plane?
Oh, Soul Plane. Soul Plane. It was playing in Soul Plane. I was like, I just watched it. That's what it was. It was playing in Soul Plane.
Good Times.
Good Times.
That's the name of it. Yep, Good Times.
Yeah, that's a good one. If y'all don't know, after this, of course, get on your Spotify or YouTube Music, whatever it is, get that, because that is a good one. Add that to your smoking list. Or just riding around list. Play some good, stop playing all this. I'm about to sound old, but garbage. So mine is from, and it's just very fitting because of where our, guest co-host is from, but Devin the Dude, the first album, is hard. I don't know if it's, Do What the Fuck You Want to Do is really like that one, or Sticky Green. Yeah, or Doobie Ashtray. See, that was a whole other album
too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole other album. See, yeah, it's okay. So Do What You Want to Do, or and it's Do What the Fuck You Want to Do. It is, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm just getting flooded.
The sad thing about Devin the Dude is that if you're not really into hip hop like you are, or if you're not from Houston, he's very underrated. Like, people are like, some people don't even know who he is, or they're like, he's not that tight. It's like, bro, y'all are tripping, yo.
I know.
So you wouldn't hear me coughing? Thank you.
Oh, okay, bet.
But everybody knows I was. So, what's the song that he did with I Just Want to Fuck You, right? He was on that one? Yeah. So that's what most people know him from. Is
Yeah.
you say the hook on that and people know it. I'm like, but y'all don't even know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. That's the thing.
You see it?
Scarface.
Oh, Scarface. Fuck Faces. Yeah.
That was live.
Yeah.
That was live.
And see, not even people know enough about Scarface either. Like I know, because back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, 6th grade, first time I heard about Scarface, and like a lot of people are like, "Who are the Ghetto Boys?" I'm like, "What?" Like my mind's playing tricks on me. Oh, God, man.
Oh, Bushwick Bill, R.I.P. Bushwick Bill.
Yes. Oh, did he pass?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Last thing I heard about him is he was going through it. I do know what the other. See, this is sad that I'm saying this, but the other guy, the taller one, I know he has a podcast. So I've seen him on a podcast.
No, he's part of the group.
So there's this dude who has a podcast that says he was part of the Lost Boys, and I keep trying to tell her that only people that people know are Ghetto Boys. Only people that people know from there is Bushwick Bill and Scarface. Them other two dudes that was singing background in the Ghetto Boys, no one knows their name, respectfully, but no one knows their name.
No, the Ghetto Boys is Scarface, Bushwick Bill, and Willie D. That's the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, I have no idea who Willie D is.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Willie D is bald. Willie D's the bald head one with the mustache. He's real OG. He's OG, bro. He's OG.
It's because you're from Texas.
Really, I was like, man, I showed him on the podcast. I showed him on. I was like, babe.
My mind's playing tricks on me. Where's his verse at?
He's the second.
I know he's
verse.
in the video.
He's the second verse.
I'm gonna pull that up right now.
Well, I'm gonna say he gotta play the video. That's what he's supposed to pull up.
Bill's the last one.
No, I know Bushwick Bill's the last one, but Scarface is the other ones. Nah, he's in that. He's in the video in the second verse, but that's Scarface talking about. I see the old people, and they on the walker. I see the old people. Hold on.
He's about to pull it up. You guys know this is the hubby. He argued with me one day. I mean, it wasn't a full argument.
I'm pretty sure I think Willie D got the second verse. He got to have the first or the second. He's in the rap for sure, 100%. 100%.
I'm talking about the video. So again, I'm not from Texas. Only Ghetto Boys I know is that song, and it's the video when dude was punching on the concrete. And I only remember Scarface. I remember the ball doing the video, but he didn't rap. It was only Scarface talking about his mind was
running down the hall pushing.
That's not even the right video.
Yeah, pushing the gurney.
Huh? Pushing the gurney.
Bushwick was when that part where Bushwick was talking about that he got hurt or that part. He's running down there. He's like looking up, and so there's his shot a different song. And there's Scarface, and there's Woody, and they're running down the side of the gurney in the hospital hallway. Okay, again, I believe he's in the video. I completely agree. That's like I want him bad and bougie. That's like him. Like he wasn't bad and bougie.
His verse is somebody watching me at. I don't know who it is, so I'm watching my back. I can see. No, that's not. No, wait, hold on.
So watch the video. I said in the video that's Scarface.
He'll share the screen. But that's funny that you mentioned, bad and bougie, which is forever will be my.
That's who he is in that song. He was not.
They broke up, right?
I think he's the one that's like I had a woman down with me, but to me it seemed like she was
not in the video. That was Scarface.
So you're saying Scarface rapped that whole front part? There's no way.
In the video, he did both verses in the video, and then you got Bushwick at the end talking about he was punching on concrete.
Are you sure, bro? This song is.
I'm not positive, but we about to pull up. Like I'm not exactly.
I mean, I remember being in like we shall find grade, out, which means that he was in third.
Because
we gonna find out. We can pause.
It was all a long time ago.
We can pause. Like we don't even gotta assume. Hold on, let me mute it so we don't get nobody.
That mean that all of this would be him. All of this would be the same guy. Scarface rapped all of that in the movie.
You're looking. It was different verses though. You're looking at the line, at the lyrics. I get that, but I'm talking about who was. We gonna find out. We gotta read.
You pull up the video like right now, yeah.
But yeah, Willie D. I guess you would have to be from Houston to know Willie D. He's in the
You got to be from Houston and my wife.
Maybe I'm just thinking and picking up other side. Because I do want to come on just a strip club tour out there.
A strip club tour to H-Town?
I mean, okay, wherever Drake has girls he talked about that were strippers, I want to go to those clubs.
Places are gone. They're mad.
That's Scarface right there, first verse.
Okay, he's sharing
This Scarface right there, the first verse.
We just have the volume turned down, so yeah, we don't get flagged.
Yeah.
And I can't. I mean, if I do his voice, it ain't gonna help me. Like I don't even know his voice. You skip ahead a little bit.
See, I have to hear his voice. But I don't see Willie D.
Song real quick. It ain't gonna get monetized anyway.
Is that part him?
Hold on 1 second. I'll bring it right back. Hold on 1 second.
That's him right there.
He's driving.
But he's the one saying what he's going on in this verse. So I think that's him. He just doesn't actually lip sing or say it.
You were right.
I don't hear that often.
Right now.
What you say? He said you're right?
Yes, he did. Because what he was saying, it's because in the video, the part that it is Willie D's verse. He doesn't actually lip sync. Yeah, he's not rapping it. He's just. Gotcha. It's like a voiceover where they're telling the story and that they're just.
That makes sense.
You see the visuals of the story.
That makes sense then.
Yeah, so maybe maybe that's just how they recorded videos back then, or it was more of the dramatic.
He could have been in jail or something. No, he was there right there, but he's in
my days more impossible to cope. I feel like I'm the one that's doing dope.
Look, that's Scarface
because I'm nervous.
This is what threw me off. That's Scarface right there. She right? He was just in the video.
Something ain't right. I feel I'm being tailed by the same sucker's headlight.
So that's what threw it off. Look, you don't even see him when you rap it. And then I guess that's him right there. No one knows this. Everyone thinks this is Scarface. I promise you, except for you and the people from Houston and her, no one knows this.
Everybody thinks that's Scarface right there?
Look, his lips don't move. It just looks like someone in a car.
Just like that's Scarface?
No, I'm not hitting the person. I'm saying the person rapping. I'm saying. Look, they got him popping out. And now Scarface. Watch. Next person you see moving his mouth is Scarface.
My mind is playing tricks on me.
And then Scarface comes in.
Y'all taking it way back.
I'm the one that's doing dope. Can't keep a steady hand because I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
So I'll give it to you. I was wrong, but I still say no one knows who that is.
Watching it now,
No disrespect minted. No disrespect minted.
No, I can tell now watching it again, like how you said, if it's not your wife or you're not from Houston, you would not know who that is because he's not.
Like, unless you just rocking with the group, that's like me putting on 3 6 Mafia and then people being like, there go Kick the Sneak and you don't see him in a wheelchair. It's like, I don't know, but it's cool. Hey, I'm happy that he was actually in the video. Hopefully he gets royalties respectfully.
He's like, I'm glad that now he can be put into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
He gets much better recognition than dude from Bad and Bougie, who was definitely not on the verse at all.
Not Offset, the special one. Takeoff, yeah.
Takeoff.
The one who's like, okay, so I would tell you my theory on it. I feel like, okay, the other two had a group, and the other one just used to be like outside, like trying to play with him, and their grandma was like, come here, let me talk to y'all boys. Go ahead and put him in a group. He say cute stuff. Look, say what you call me. And he'd be like, Mama, from the other room. And then he was like, put the baby in the group. Put the baby in your little group. Yeah. So that's how he got the group.
That makes sense.
Respectfully, because I feel like I'm gonna meet everybody one day. So don't be mad at me when we meet. Just look at me and like wink and tell me that I'm right. Like
right after Bad and Bougie, he almost got into a fight with the dude who
Joe
Budden. Because he was doing an interview, and Joe Budden was like,
at the MTV Awards.
Why wasn't you on Bad and Bougie? Why wasn't you? He might have said in, but he was like, why wasn't you on Bad and Bougie? Pretty much because Takeoff don't rap. And this fool kept saying, I wasn't in Bad and Bougie. I wasn't in Bad and Bougie.
I wasn't on Bad and Bougie. Like
he was in the video. but he does not have a verse
Literally,
in Bad and
took
Bougie.
your verse and murdered it. Like that's the best part of the song.
But it was because he was locked up.
Yeah. But well, he was locked up when the song was done, and then when the videos he just got out. That's why you see him like in the back of the chicken spot. So, like, we're music trivia over here. We're a music family. We just have random ass trivia too, but I always say that's gonna be my $1 billion question on some trivia show. You just never know.
You never know. Hey, you gotta be ready at all times.
You know, it doesn't matter what it is. That's why I ask people. You know?
Well, I'll definitely get the Willie D question right.
There you go.
Now,
Boom, there you go.
Hey,
It's give me 1%, bro. Can I get 1%?
Y'all, man.
See, look.
I could swear Willie D was the dude who set up Tupac. Wasn't his name Willie D? I was the dude from L.A. who was like bartered the whole setup. It was like I thought that's who Willie D was.
I don't know. Now you know though, babe. So if I'm not around, or if it's like my part of the question where I have to go to the the isolation booth, you got it.
Willie D was in Ghetto Boys.
$1 billion. And you even know he had the second verse.
There you go.
First verse, second verse. There you go.
He was in the car for the second verse.
The more you know. The more you know. So speaking of the more you know, I don't know if you guys know about Drink Champs, but if you don't, once this is over, you better go educate yourselves because, and normally, you know what? I'd even do a content creator of the week for this episode. So this is going to be double. Nori is doing the thing, and I'm sorry, I don't know exactly the DJ's name. Is DJ Effect or DJ EJ or something like that? His co-host. I don't know what his co-host name is, but I know it's Nori. He is a good interviewer, and his show is lit. And if I mean, that would be the type of show I did. I would get everybody lit, as I do, virtually and when you're with me. But he has, drinks there. Yeah, he drinks there. I've kicked, some people have come in studio and I'm like, you sure you don't want to hang out for like an hour or so afterwards? Because they bring shit, I bring shit. DJ EFN.
I believe you pronounce it DJ FN.
Sure.
I don't think you pronounce it EFN.
Sure, DJ FN. That sounds right. I think that's what the light skinned one of the Breakfast Club said today. DJ Envy. Yeah.
Okay.
I have so much on my mind right
respectfully, now. I know y'all might hear this one day, hopefully, wishing upon a star, but she meant no disrespect by not knowing your name, DJ FN or DJ Envy.
I did not. When I'm on Drink Champs one day, you can go ahead and you can call me on it, but it was with no disrespect.
Make her take 2 shots for that one, all right?
Hey.
Ooh,
and roll 2 more blunts. That'll be great. I think my interview will be better than Irv Gotti's. It'll probably be 3 hours, but Irv Gotti's, I'm not going to say his. First of all, I will say this. Ja Rule still likes his breath, looks like his breath stinks. Still to this day.
Well, he said his what?
Breath stinks.
Respectfully.
Not even respectfully. To this day. But the first moment I saw him, he just looks like his breath stinks so incredibly bad. I just, honest opinion, I felt this way for so long. And then Fire Island didn't help. It looked like he was just on the island. Like, if they didn't have water and shit on the island, when he went out there, his breath was funky. So that was a time that I can guarantee.
What do you think it smelled like?
I think it just smells like. I feel like it smells like stale, like doobie jar, but like you don't really have a doobies. Kinda, and then I'll throw that in there, and like a mixture. It's just a mixture of all, like a little bit of dissy, little bit of dissy,
Did y'all ever go to school with someone that smelled like corn nuts, but they was never eating corn nuts?
Yeah. And to this day, I cannot eat corn nuts. And when I was pregnant, I wanted some so bad. He was like, "I will divorce you if you eat a corn nut and bring it in this house."
Because it was a chick, and I thought she was nice, but then she smelled like corn nuts, and I was like, "Oh, something must not be nice." I don't know.
If a girl smell like corn nuts,
facts, bro. Facts. That's gross. Now you gotta go.
Yeah, if a girl smell like corn nuts, boy, see, I have a 14-year-old right now, and he smells like everything every day.
Yeah.
Good Lord. And is strong. And he plays basketball. So I'll be like, come in the house and get straight in the shower. Like, you can tell me about your day afterwards. His shit's offensive. I told him one day, you are offending me. And I don't understand what I did to you. But he's strong hormones.
For no reason, huh? Slap me in the face for no reason.
Like, what did I do to you today? But a girl smelling like that's not a good thing. That's not a good look. But jumping back in, look at my segues. I'm sure Ashanti didn't smell like corn nuts, or Irv Gotti wouldn't have been on Drink Champs sounding like a little bitch for 3.5 hours. Not respectfully.
Nah.
Real talk. So did you see it, or have you seen clips of it or anything? Okay. So please do go. You do not have to torture yourself and watch 3.5 hours, but you just like see the clips, see the highlights. Everybody's, talking about it. But he got on Drink Champs with a watch on that Ashanti gave him 20 plus years ago. And then sat there and talked about how after they had got it good. And, he goes, when you get that good, he's like, you be happy and stuff. And then he's asking all the guys this and they're like, yeah. And he's like, and I got in the shower. He goes, and I just start humming to myself because it was so good. And that's how I came up with the song Happy. Why are you telling people this? Why are you telling people this now? Why are you wearing a watch that she bought you? Why do you still have it? You were married during that time. There's so many whys and questions. And he kept going back to her and I guess she's asking for her, like her vocals, like her, I can't remember the term, but it's kind of like, it's not really her masters, but it's the music that allows her to, and the actual tracks, as well. She said it was so that she can go perform again, or she can start, being on like the summer tours of the old school.
It's her vocals, shows. And then so she can go back and re-put it over other beats and re-release it, but it's just
which is what he thinks. Vocals. Yeah. So she said it was for, the old school shows. We all know we got old school shows in our town during the summer. You can see like New Edition.
I think there's actually one coming up.
We just had the big one out here, the one that's always put on by the old school radio station, which another thing that offends me because the old school station is playing nothing but what we went to high school with. So I'm offended by that because I don't think that should be called old school. But so she says it's for that. I know, it makes me so mad. But so she said that's what the reason was. He goes, I'm not going to give it to her. He goes, and if I do, I told her, if I give it to you, I still, I still make money off of it. Just bitter. Like his response was just like, why are you like, you're here to talk about Murder Inc. You're here to talk about how you beat the feds. You're here to talk about this, not about Ashanti for 3 hours of the 3.5 hour interview.
Did they say anything to him about it? Like, did they even try to change his, like, what he was talking about?
They did. So DJ Effin tried to. Ja Rule was sitting in the back looking like I could see his breath coming just every time he spoke. I could see it. He even tried. Nori tried. Like Nori tried to keep him high, shit like that. And I don't think that helped. And he was just.
He just had a lot to say about it, huh?
And then he talked about how he found out that him and Ashanti weren't together anymore because he was watching a basketball game. And all of a sudden there was like a roar in the audience. And then the announcers go, look who we have in the house, Nelly and Ashanti. And he looked like he was about to cry. Like he was about to get a pint of ice cream. Listen to Mary J. Blige and cry.
Were together?
Yeah. First of all, nobody knew that Irv Gotti and Ashanti were fucking. Definitely nobody knew about Nelly and Ashanti. Like it just, nobody cared. And like, I just feel like with the time that it happened, you guys were fading out. Like it was probably before Nelly did the crossover country song. Like it was probably, right there. Well, after Tip Drill, I feel like, Tip Drill was probably the peak, and then it started going like this.
Man. You remember BET Uncut?
Man, do I?
That's the only place where Tip Drill was just hit at the record.
Yeah, Tip Drill. Like, and that was the last song every night. Every night it was Tip Drill.
They still got BET Uncut, you think, or is that like nah?
No, they're like, we got the
internet.
They brought it back
for like a night or a weekend or something like that.
Yeah, it was the
anniversary.
anniversary.
Didn't see it or something like that.
Yeah, it was the anniversary, and it was poorly advertised. Like we saw it, like a clip of it, somebody put on YouTube or whatever. We were like, what? We missed it. But to be honest, we haven't had BET since you had to have cable. Like nobody wants BET on purpose. It was always part of the package. But speaking of somebody else who looks good and what's crazy, the one who got the credit card, just whoop, whoop, she did this, that one, that good looking one. She's a grandmother and still looks fire though. Like she's like 50 years old or something, if not older, and is dope still. Like she kept it up too. So speaking of like Keisha type ladies, grandma. But how could you be like, look at grandma, look at me in this video. I was in but we love that one. We loved White Girls, the video White Girls that used to come on all the time on BET Uncut. Yeah. And then Oh, Mr. Ghetto's not. Oh, he's from Mississippi, though, right?
Oh, what's the dang
What was
song?
the
What
beat?
was the
What about it?
Jodeci song? How Do You Want It with Tupac?
Mm.
Oh,
I was on
That's supposed to
Uncut.
be
I
on.
just had that song. Like,
Yeah, that was supposed to be uncut kind of version. Yeah, that one was.
yeah, that was showing some. That was showing.
that's the
Yeah.
only version I got.
That was showing bucket.
Yeah. I mean, man, y'all miss out. Y'all get to like you have access to shit too easy now. Well, you had to like wait for it to come on uncut. Like you went out for the night. That's what we did in college. We went out for the night. We were like, wait. Uncut comes on about 2 o'clock. And then you watched it, and then church came on after that. So they tried to save you. That was the worst.
No, for real though.
That was the worst programming ever. It was straight from tip drill to tonight.
Like, no segue, no fadeaway. Just the video cuts off and it started.
Hey, you turn the TV off real fast, right when it's done.
Right, like hubby said, there was no Girls Gone Wild video because that was everything back then. That was every commercial. Or there was no Girls Gone Wild commercial. It went straight from tip drill. I need a what, and all of a sudden it was like the world was gonna crumble and like it was like, oh Lord, turn it.
Save yourself.
Yes, dope.
Now.
Yeah, don't be high and that shit. Come on, like you, like yeah, your entire shit is blown, high blown right there. But yeah, y'all missed it.
Was it busy and Jealous Obama?
Oh,
okay.
ain't nothing like money in a Ziploc bag. That's what.
Yes.
Oh, we have got to search YouTube. I'm sure there has to be one episode. Like somebody found it on tape and put it on YouTube. It's probably horrible quality, but we could watch a full episode again. That was good stuff. That was good TV, y'all. Good job, BT. Yeah, but it's like watching. It's like watching the jukebox.
YouTube ain't
again.
playing the version of Uncut where the chick had her cheese out in the bathtub.
That too.
That BT Uncut, like they was showing. It didn't matter how old you was. Like they didn't care about getting fined or nothing. They had the chicks in the bathtub. With the
well, they thought
bubbles.
because it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, like little kids don't stay up 2 o'clock in the morning, but somebody had to be like 21, just got out of college. It was some nepotism shit. They were like, "Here is your show," and they just went bananas. Like they were just discovering porn on the internet or something, and they were like, "We go really just creep across the line. We go do videos that version." But yeah, then the internet blew up and Pornhub and everything else. So
I wonder if that porn star's music video is like on BET. The one we came across that was hella trash. It's supposed to be a porn when it's on Pornhub.
Chick?
Yeah, but shit. Remember there was that on like a boat or something like that?
Oh gosh.
She grabbed her part of it and then they start getting it in.
I can't. We did just see it recently. Didn't we see it on YouTube though? Or was it on Pornhub? Oh, there, yes, she was. Oh my God, I forgot. And then the dude that was on Snoop Dogg's show, whose mama, who you were like, his mama looked real familiar. And then you remember that she was in porn back in the day? The lady with the long tongue?
Yeah. No, so I was right though. You could Google that one. So you remember what oh no, you from Houston. All right, so like back in the day they had Master P had bootleg movies or whatever, right?
Yeah, I remember those.
So like it was about like they'd be the movies with like where it was him and his family, like the main damn stars. It was hella like bad acting, low budget type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of it, it was a video of a hotel party, and this chick was like she just had a super long tongue, like looked like a snake, and she was in music videos too for a minute.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like her tongue was like super long, and then we was watching Snoop Dogg's football show a few years back, and like one of the biggest kids on it that everybody was talking about, his mama got on there to do a little confessional, and as soon as she got on there and like talked, I was like, wait a minute, I know that chick.
I was like, okay, babe, you don't know that lady. You don't know that boy mama. I was like,
I was saying this for like, I couldn't remember where. I was like, man, I'm not saying that like I know her, but
like,
I know I've seen this chick somewhere before.
Yeah.
I do that with a couple people. She's like, nah, you just tripping. But so then like, I think a week later or after the show goes off, it comes out that the chick used to be in like music videos and porn, and then so we went back and looked it up, and she was the same one I was talking about, like, because it was the party was that was in a hotel part. It was like what's Mac Dre shit?
What do you mean?
The little movie where they went to the hotel and all that.
This.
You seen like the Thiz Nation ones where they be in a hotel and just like hella groupies be doing whatever.
Uh-huh.
So Master P, they had the same thing, but it was like chicks get naked. They had whipped cream on them and like the whole nine. And it was like at the end of his little movie or whatnot.
We just know this. We stumbled upon it. We don't watch porn. Just think you guys know that it's bullshit. We talked about it plenty of times on this show before. It's part of just being healthy and having a good imagination. No, so
that wasn't even porn though. That was literally like the after party that he put at the end of his movie. Like this was.
It wasn't porn on the video. But there were some porn like things going on. I'm sure when the cameras went off. IJS.
I have no idea what happens when the cameras went off. All I know is what happens when the cameras are on. And there were girls that were enjoying desserts off of each other, which is
that's an okay thing. They like desserts.
Cake.
So I don't know how we got on this, but I started with talking about how much of we were talking about can of culture and can of pop, and I think I've talked about can of pop. I was talking about
it was the more than you know.
Which is also the can of pop. Yes.
It still says it right there.
Yes. So see, I told you he was gonna do this. I told you what to expect. I told you. I love you. I love you so much. So let's now, I know we've been talking and I'm sure everybody's having a good time. If you are, getting as lit as we are.
Roll up.
It's now time to let our guest co-host, now that he's nice and lit, he gets to talk about himself. So it's easy for me to do. But tell us all about the company. And first and foremost, when are we gonna work on a Sactown version of the show? What do you know?
So
maybe that's why we met, so that we can.
I gotta get y'all. I gotta make one of those.
The Bay would probably be, honestly, the Bay, like a Bay Area, just like a straight Bay Area one would probably be.
I got a Bay one already.
Okay.
I got a Bay one already.
Perfect.
There's more coming.
Use that one.
So there's let me just tell you, almost the whole West Coast is almost pretty much done.
Okay.
I just am putting them out because I have this idea that I kind of want to now go and launch them in the cities.
Okay.
Like an event in the city, and then launch.
Your girl's a brand educator, so I can definitely help with that and put together some launches. That would be.
Yeah, I was on a live with some buddies that I've done some collabs with in Denver, and one of them has his own event place. He was like, "Man, you should, when you drop Denver, you should do it here." And I was like, "Man, that'd be tight."
Yeah.
So I kind of think I might want to do that as well.
That'd be super smart. That'd be smart. I think that's a good idea, and that way you can,
I can be with
the ones that are close together. You can kind of go ahead and maybe schedule a long weekend of just a drop. Hubby's going to be sharing, for those of you that are going to be watching, the visual, Hubby's going to be sharing the website now so you guys can see his products and the design. So what was your inspiration behind your company and your whole, I think it's super unique. It's not like everybody else that has an apparel brand. Everybody has the same kind of, I think everybody uses Canva or something else, a basic, basic gifts, or not even gifts, but I'm sorry, basic graphics. That's my weeds getting to me. Basic graphics that they use on their apparel. And it's become one big thing, and the same thing. People maybe put different wording on it or something like that. But it's all kind of the same, unless you're doing something specific where you're using hemp, as the clothing or something like that. But you have a good, I want to say niche, but you have something focused that, like you said, will make people proud to be like, we smoke in the city where I'm from. We are cannabis, we have a cannabis community here. So it says a lot more than you just wearing apparel. It says, that there's a community there, and then you're proud of it and you live out loud. Like, people are not closeted cannabis users anymore. So, I know I just spoke a lot, but my question was initially, what was that? What was the inspiration behind it for you?
So it all kind of started with, so I've always been really into like boutique kind of like clothing stores. And there's this one in Houston I used to go to called Premium Goods. Actually, I have the hat on right now. And so it's one of those places that has like all the like exclusive shoes, people wait in lines for the shoes and all that kind of stuff. They have one in Houston. They have one like in New York, I think.
Okay.
And they have like these dope Houston hats, Houston shirts. And one day I was just chilling at the crib with my roommate. And like my background was like, I was a mechanical engineer for 7 years.
Okay.
I was a restaurant manager for like one of the top like burger places in Houston. I did that for 5 years. I've done retail where I've worked at when I was like in my mid 20s. I was number 14th in the whole nation, and I worked at Ann Taylor Loft, and I was 14th in the nation in sales.
Okay.
I've just done a whole bunch of different stuff. I think I like to learn a lot about different stuff. You just never know who you can help and who you get to connect with. So I like to learn a lot.
And the skills that you take. What from all of those and the combination of all of those, what skill do you think that you've taken away from being in those different careers that it's helping you now, and that that helped you to have the motivation to start your own brand?
Actually, it was something that you said earlier when we were talking about COVID. I think doing all that made me want to do something for myself because I don't want to do it for nobody else no more.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like doing something else for somebody else's dream. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was time. Like I just didn't feel fulfilled. Like I feel like whatever you want to call work, like you're there a lot of your life.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So if you don't like work, you don't like your life.
Exactly.
You're not liking your life. People don't see it that way. Yeah. It's like you're there like 8 hours out of 24. That's
Yeah. And sometimes even more in the roles that you had and the responsibility that you took on.
Exactly.
To be as successful as it sounded like you were, it definitely takes some time. You don't just get that successful by putting in your basic 6-8 hours and then leaving. You got to do a little bit more before or after. So, then at that time on. So I like that you mentioned that. So you kind of had that kind of epiphany moment where it was, I don't want to keep making somebody else. I'm good at what I do, but is that really what I should be doing? Is that kind of,
yeah. And so I was just like, I was trying to think of like, man, I'm always like a t-shirt, jean, Converse. That's what I like to rock.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. And I was like, man, what kind of like clothing line could I make that's like, I just want to make a clothing line, like my own shit. I said, man, I smoke a lot of weed. And I was like, I like my city.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can I put them together? And then, so my best friend's girlfriend at the time, she was like a designer. So I was like, hey, I guess, can you just throw these together? I was like, just put this leaf. And I think I want to do a skyline or like put some city stuff in Houston and put it in a logo together. Yeah. And she came in with the logo. Like first it was just Cannatown didn't even exist. I was just going to do it for Houston. It was going to be called Clutch City Cannabis.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so that was the first shirt I read. I was like, man, that's tough. I was like, man, yeah. I said, that's tight.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, shoot, maybe I can do this for like other cities. And I was like, but then I was like, man, I was like, if I want to do it for other cities, we got to change the name. It can't be Clutch City no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I was like, I'm going to call it Canna City.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what if there's like smaller towns that want like an exclusive when it starts popping? There might be a little small little thing like, yo, I want one for our little clique.
A little town, yeah.
I was like, well, shoot, if I'm gonna do it like that for like how you say it's the little towns, let's do it. Let's go with Cannatown.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, and so people first when they saw this shirt, they thought that this city was like a real city. The designer I had make this made this skyline like herself.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't come like it's a made up skyline.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the Cannatown though.
It's the Cannatown.
It represents everything all together. Yeah.
Our community. This is our community right here. This is where we all live in here. We all live in this town together.
That's fire. I like that. Yeah. Oh, so I was looking and I was like, it would be easy for you. I mean, what the first thing I thought was because everybody calls Oaktown or Oakland Oaktown. That's perfect. So that would be another way where people would be drawn to it because they're going to put Cannontown on it. That's somebody representing the Bay. Like, let me tell you, from the Bay, the proud. I'm not going to say Bay. I was born here, have all my family out there, but was moved back here at 9. So I say I grew up in Elk Grove, but even Elk Grove has its own shit. Like, it's a little smaller town, but there's always, like you said, a little parts of a bigger city that maybe is just an incorporated town that has its completely own culture, its own vibe. And so they kind of want to be separated. But I think that's smart. And I love the designer. Shout out to the designer for coming up with something that you could then define and represent and say, no, this represents my brand. This represents all of us, but this is yours specifically. So I think that's fire.
And so then I was like, what I wanted to do is like, well, there's going to be so many different cities. Like, how can I incorporate them all together? So then, on the shirt, it doesn't show it on the website.
Okay.
But each shirt has an inverse Cannatown woven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dope. Okay.
And so, like, say if I'm from Houston, I come to Sacramento, right? And I'm at the Sacramento shirt. And we walk by each other, we see the little patch, and we're like, "Oh, you got Cannatown gear on? What's up?" And we just start chopping it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what all I want, like that community right there, that connection. Now we vibe. We might go and like, "Hey, where you about to go?" "Oh, I was about to go to the dispensary." "Which one?" "Oh, shoot, boom, boom." And then we like homies.
Yes,
That's what I'm trying to do.
Let's see, we need that love. I say all the time, and this is a hubby says I sound like a hippie, but I swear, if you don't know Disneyland, they like pump the smells in. If you're always wondering how Disneyland smells so fucking good, no matter what, it's because there's little like aromatherapies, little things that just all around the park, and they pump those smells in.
I've been there before. I'm like, it does always smell good. I'm like, how does it smell good outside like this? The whole
It
time?
always smells good, right? And it's that same sweet kind of smell, and it never smells exactly like one food or anything. Like you smell it when you get close, but it's that kind of sweet smell. So if we were just to be able to if we just had like a dome or something over the world, and we just puffed out a nice big puff of cannabis every single fucking day, the way that this world would be, we would be probably closer to the utopia like that we would need to be, because everybody would, perfect example. If you're a couple that's a can couple, you may be in an argument. You hear like that tap, tap, tap of the grinder or whatever it is, how you medicate, that you guys are about to conversate and probably get past whatever argument that you had. And like that helps, same thing, like you said, being on the street. When I first got with my husband, I used to be like, stop just talking to random people about weed. He's like, you just know each other and stuff, and that's very true. And to have something else that now we can physically be proud of wearing out and having something tangible instead of that look or that smell or, basing it on our senses more. Now we can go ahead and base it on that, our intuition, I base it on people's energy, but now it's something else that, like you said, unites us. Whether you're from, Kansas or whether you're from Sacramento, SoCal and NorCal have this like underlying thing that we've always had. So whether I'm from freaking Sacramento or whether you're from San Diego or LA, we still are part of the same community. So,
exactly.
So you came up with the idea. How long did it go from design to actually starting to print the shirts? Like, what was your process? Because I want people out there that maybe have the same idea or now they're being inspired. I want them to see and really know what the true process is, that not have some content creator or somebody that wants you to click click their affiliate links and shit like that. Somebody that truly wants to share their knowledge. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I want to tell people, if you have an idea, a passion, anything, just do it. Just like, don't procrastinate. Like I sat on this for probably like 3 years.
Okay.
And then one day I was just like on YouTube. I don't even know I don't even know what it was about. And this girl was like, well, if you want to start your own business, the first thing you got to do is start it.
Yep.
And I was like, I turned it off and I was like, let's go. So first, whatever you want to do, just start it. That's the only way to learn. Like, that's the only way to learn is just do it. You're going to fail. Things are going to be messed up. That's how you learn. So one thing that I wanted to make sure of is I wanted the shirts to be like something I would wear, like soft and like. Just let you guys know, y'all are both getting one. Just let you guys know.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm
Yeah, so
definitely rocking.
y'all will feel how soft these shirts are.
That's perfect.
Shirts. So,
and I like that you said that. You know, if you're into fashion or if you follow anybody, the first thing to say is something that I want to wear. Every designer or somebody that has a brand that's apparel, it's something that I want to wear. You never hear anybody say, I got this. Yeah.
I just think, I mean, I would have, And I wanted it to be casual. Anybody can wear it. You know, it's just chill. Like it's a little shirt, jeans, whatever you want to rock it. So one of the things I was like, man, starting off, not starting off with a lot of money. I was like, I was just going on YouTube and I was like, well, what's the kind of ways I can do it, which I can just like go with just the marketing. And then a lot of things were showing me like drop shipping. And so I'm sure you know what that is, but like if people don't know, it's like basically it's where you don't have all this dang inventory all over your dang house of gazillions of shirts that you don't know anybody's going to buy or what, and you just got to put them somewhere. If you want to buy a storage, I don't want
to make a table, make a living room table out of boxes and shit. Yeah,
you gotta have an area for your inventory, basically. Yeah, I didn't want that. I didn't want people come to my house and see a whole bunch of damn shirts all over the place. It's my home. So I was like, oh, okay, what's up with this drop shipping? So basically, you make your website, people, you connect it to the drop shipping company, the manufacturer that makes the shirts and everything in your prints. And somebody goes online, orders a shirt, and they take care of it all. They make the shirt. That's why it takes a little bit longer because every shirt is made to order. I kind of like that as well.
Yeah.
And so that, they ship it out. And so all I kind of wear, they keep me involved. They tell me when it's orders. So when it ships, it gets delivered, I get all those emails. It gets me time to just worry getting the brand out there. So if you don't have a lot, I would say if you don't have a storage or you don't have like you got a little more bread that you can do that, then you might be able to have like the stuff there so you can ship it yourself and things like that. Yeah. For me, it just worked where it's like I just need to worry about just getting the brand because that would make time for me having like say if you order a shirt, okay, now I gotta go get a box, go ship it
to the office, UPS or something else,
That's a lot.
Yeah. And that usually, as advice to people, that usually, of course, that gets passed down to the customer. So then, you got to pay a little bit more in shipping or charge a little bit more in shipping. And if that's not your focus, of course, you want customers and you want to be able to build the brand and build it on customer loyalty, which is a good way to do that by keeping the prices a little lower using a service like, drop shipping. So that's super smart. I think that's the number one way that if you don't have a lot of money to, just kind of start off. So I'm glad that you shared that because as I, shared, I've been working on merch, a lipstick line, t-shirt line. Now I'm getting into my tinctures and my, I call it butter love. It's it's an intimacy lube.
So are these all going to be sold on the same platform or are these two all separate companies?
It's all from Mary Jane Maven. So it's all so it's all from that brand. But then I have other podcasts, so I have it can kind of cross over, between a couple of things. But my main thing is the merch, the t-shirts, because I do design my own logos and I've gotten a lot of great responses and people saying I would wear that, on a shirt. But my biggest thing is I say this all the time. I am hard-headed. I guess it's the Aries side of me, and I just have to look at every option before I kind of decide. But how hard was it for you to just go ahead and, make the decision and press that button and move forward that way? Did you find a company right away? How long was the process?
The process actually wasn't that long because at that time, like when I put it in, like I just typed it into the YouTube and I was just like drop ship. I wanted to see how it all kind of worked. There was one like Printful. There's a Pleek. Is who I use. They're actually out of California.
Okay.
A warehouse I think the warehouse is in Los Angeles, and then they just mailed a new one in Philadelphia too.
And what was their name again? We want to definitely shout them out.
So it's APLIIQ, I believe.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Make sure you shout them out. And, I'll look into them myself.
Yeah. So, like, I guess it was just kind of like, what did I really want, and like how I wanted the shirts, and what brands of shirts that they carried and things like that. And so, I went with the Pleek because they were able to do these the woven things that I wanted as well. And so it didn't take that long actually. I was pretty surprised. I was like, let's try. And then I was like, if it doesn't work, then I'll just try somebody else.
Yeah, and that's all you do, right?
Really learn. Like, you can just go off of YouTube. I didn't know anybody in person that was like, I can go to and be like, hey man, how'd you get your t-shirt business off? So I was just kind of like, well, bro, let's just go and see what happens.
Yeah, you got to trust your instinct, because when you don't, that's just fear. Yeah.
I think it's funny because I think like ever since I've turned 40 for some reason, like I've gone into like more fuck it mode. Like,
right.
If it don't work, then it just don't work. Okay,
right.
Now we just pivot. All right, whatever.
Yeah. I think because we're so used and we're so indoctrined to live our life a certain way, and we're kind of living it up to other expectations and what your parents want or your family wants, your circle of influence, and you get to a certain point that you're just like, fuck it, like you do you. Nobody pays these bills over here, and that's why I got a few years ago. But I was just like, I don't see nobody sending no check up here to do anything that allows you to have any control, or whether you know that you do or not. But you know what I'm saying. So that's something that I think within our culture, especially. That's how we show respect and obey, is by trying to live up to what been set up for us. And like we feel like we don't, then maybe we're disappointing. And let's be honest, look, Black folks, parents, they will cut you with some words. And like, I'm disappointed, and that shit still stings. You could be 37 years old, 84 years old, and that shit still stings. But it gets to a part where you go, you know what? You've lived your life. And you should be happy that I'm here. I'm not killing nobody. I'm not hurt. I'm not you know what I'm saying? That's what you should be happy for. Like that ended at 18. Now I got to go ahead and do what's best for me. And, so one day I can provide for you. That's finally how I got my mom to stop dropping that guilt. Like I was just like, hey.
Funny I was going to say something about my mom too. So I'm like mad mama's boy. Like I actually, when we got on here, I was talking to her.
That's how.
So I was talking to her and stuff. And so I was about to come on the podcast. She's like, oh, you ready? She's like, yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I was like, I'm going to smoke my weed. And she's like, oh, that's what's up. And so when I first, going from being an engineer, going to engineering school, graduating, and stuff like that. And then for me to be like, I don't want to do that no more. She was like, what?
Right.
She's like, all the school and this and the money. I was like, but Mom, would you want me have all that and be miserable? Like, which one you want?
Yeah.
And she was like, She was like, nothing's. That's it. That's all you had to say. And now she's like freaking number one. She got my shirt. She don't even smoke, but she's like, I'm gonna wear my baby shirt because my baby shirt.
And that's the support.
She's super supportive. I'm actually kind of educated and stuff because I was like, her knees started hurting. Started walking, and so happened I was in Houston, and my homie, I was just kind of killing with him, and he was like, "Hey, bro, I got some lotion."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, somebody gave me some. I was like, "You want to try it out?" I was like, "Well, shoot, my mom said she was like having some aches." I was like, "Let me see if it works." He's like, my mom, my mother-in-law, she has arthritis, and she's been taking it. And she's like, man, it makes her feel good. She's like, man, it just be working. He's like, my knee be hurting. I put it on my knee. I was like, hey, what can it hurt?
Yep. And it's something they're used to because they're used to rubs. They're used to pills, which is the thing we need to get them off of. But I feel like that's what the blessing of cannabis being, taking the power and the lead that it is right now is for our generation to be able to help that next baby boomer end of that generation get off of big pharma. So I have chills because I know exactly what you mean. I was helping my mom too. she did, I got her a vape pen at first and she was too hard-headed and took, she didn't take the 3-second little puffs that I told her. She's sitting there acting like it's Virginia Slims that she used to smoke back in the day. I know it already. And turned on the sound machine and got paranoid over the wind part.
Ooh.
And I was like, turn it off. That's the way for you. Turn it off. The wind you weren't in the storm. You weren't Dorsey. You weren't being taken to like Kansas. Like you were okay. You're good. But I like that you're able to say that and make that connection. So she tried the lotion and did that kind of change your mind too?
She won't for some reason. And I've asked her, I'm like kind of clowning. I was like, hey, Mom, don't you just spoke with your boy one time? She's like, I ain't smoking. She said, I'll eat it though. I'll eat it though. So I gave her a couple. Sometimes she's had her time sleeping. I'm like, hey, I was like, here, just take it. Like, I was like, take very little. Cause like,
they have to microdose.
I've been miserable before. I was like,
yeah,
you can get too high and you can't get out of there.
Yeah,
like, you can get higher, but once you're in that one spot where you don't want to be, like you got to just let it ride, and that hurts. So
or try CBD, or have a CBD on the end, which you wouldn't, but she wouldn't have access, and then the knowledge should be like, well, let me go ahead and eat the CBD gummy. I mean, once she eats something, she don't want to eat something else, but that's the best thing. I like to share with people, like you get in that high zone, you're not having you're not having a heart attack, you're not having a panic attack. Really, just get some CBD, and what I tell people all the time, keep it in whatever form. Have some of that, and it's going to bring you down. Like it's going to elongate it, and it's going to make it a nice even thing where you can then calm down and maybe go to sleep. But yeah, it's microdosing. I'm glad that you said that because that is so important. Like that's so imperative, because if not, we're never going to be able to get the generation or even the people that need to start using it for medicinal reasons, or to feel better wellness. They're not going to be able to get past that hump of being too high, or something like that. And it's easy to give somebody a candy bar, but you can't just give somebody a candy bar and then expect that they go break it off. Like they go eat the candy bar. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll eat the whole brownie. Like there has to be that knowledge put behind it. So yeah, because you would hate for your mom to call you and cuss you out. Like I was high as hell. Like how dare you? So yeah, I have to send you. Go ahead.
She got too much pride. Cause like I gave it to her. I was like, "You gonna take it now?" She's like, "But I'm not tired." But I was like, "Man, I'm kind of worried that you might take too much. And I'm not gonna be here." Cause I was really, I don't. When she lives in Houston, I live here.
Okay.
And I was like, man. Yeah. She's like, "I'll be good." She's like, "I'll be good." I was like, "Yes, take a little." I was like, "Take a little."
Sorry, I was taking a drink because I talk a lot.
So
I know that my mom, she admits that when they used to get weed back in the day, I don't know if your mom smoked back in the day, but she used to tell me how they had seeds in it, and it was normal for the seeds to like just pop out, like it'd be hella seedy. And I'm like, that was probably a good 7% back in the day, like maybe 10. This ain't nothing to be played with. So I am learning, because when I make, I was gonna say I will be happy to send her some of my my salve that I use, because multiple sclerosis lives with me and has been in my life since 2006. So I make a nice salve for myself whenever I have, my little aches and pains, for hubby's back, because like you were talking before, y'all like to play basketball and do stuff like that and hurt your back. And he's a teacher, so he's on his feet a lot, but sometimes he needs some of that rub down on his back. But I'd be happy to send you a little bit for her. And then, my edibles. Now I will say, I just make edibles and just make them. People go, what milligram? I was like, good, high. Like,
I just want to clarify, that wasn't funny what she said, just so everybody's clear.
About you playing
about my back being hurt. Like, it wasn't, I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't think anybody laughed. I think that was not funny either.
No, I think it was hilarious. It's funny because it was true.
Hey, was she trying to clown? She was trying to clown?
Oh, yeah, because she knew I couldn't say anything. I was in the middle of doing something, and she's like, let me go ahead and take this opportunity to get my shot in.
Hey.
Bro, why you let her do you like that though? But you did, but you letting it be known that you know what happened.
That's why to come back and clarify, like,
yeah.
I'll be the first to admit.
You know what's up? That's what I'm talking about, big dog. That's what I'm talking about, big dog.
Look, he gonna give me later probably, but I'll be first to admit I'm the one that likes to turn on the old Janet videos and be like, I remember the routine. I may remember it, but then my legs be hurt later and my knees be hurt later. So I can talk a little shit, but It's all in good fun. It's all love.
Yeah, for sure.
I tell people all the time, if I don't talk shit, then
I don't like you.
I don't like you or love you. Yeah, that's what it is.
So wait.
But yeah, so you got mom support. I know that's a huge thing because we were talking about parents can really put it on you. And I love how you mentioned, you asked, like, you rather me be happy or would you rather me be doing something that you're proud to tell your friends about, or you're proud to stand in front of the church and say that I do, but I'm miserable. I love that you have to be less fearful of being disrespectful, and you have to talk to them as an adult, not so much as a parent and a child. Like, you got to, let them really see that we follow more passion, and I don't think their generation's used to that. And there's nothing wrong with it, but they're used to go to work. If you went to college, great. And then after college, you work. Yeah. You get a house, you get this, you get that. Like, you provide, you take a nice cruise with your friends. You maybe go to Jamaica. Like, it's kind of like a cookie cutter thing. You go to Hawaii, but now I think
we're realizing like doesn't like that's where a lot of like in our culture, like it ends because there ain't no legacy. Like there ain't like you keep on working for somebody, then what you giving the next people? They gotta go find a job. Why give them a job when it can already be theirs?
Yep, exactly. I mean,
I'm gone, and it's yours, and it's yours.
Yeah. You may be lucky if they own their house, or like a grandparent owned a house, and maybe they're able to pass that down. But that's not easy, because then you got to share it with cousins and brothers and sisters and all that. So that kind of leaves that drama. I will say this. Tyler Perry's movies are not always the greatest, but he always has some sense of truth and shit like that. And he talked about things like that, like just what can cause the dissension, instead of like that jointhood. Yeah. It's things like that.
That money.
Yeah. But if everybody had that wealth, if everybody had that know-how, if everybody's grandma or auntie or whoever else was passing stuff down in the family, it wouldn't, like, the generation would move on, and like the name would move on, and there would be success and, and growth behind it. And, like I was saying before we started, I think that's what cannabis is for us. And so the more that we tap into as our culture, and I'm not just saying that it just has to be Black people. I'm talking about people of color, and especially women. We have to take advantage of the opportunity that's being placed in front of us while this is, becoming a new industry, becoming a new source of income. I mean, the federal government is, starting to look a different way. Why? Because they know there's money there. And of course, we know we just got out of a pandemic, and these niggas got to make money back. So what better way to do it? But before they do it, let's get our money. So become an entrepreneur, do something, take your talent, that epiphany that you had, that thought that you have, bring it to fruition, because I believe, and if you don't, somebody else will.
Yep.
So I like the energy. I like your story. So you went drop shipping, and then, you got your business in order. I know you got your website set up. Was that something that you paid somebody else for? Or did you do it yourself?
Yeah. So one of the things, let me a little bit of background and niche about Cantown is that, like, I really wanted it to be about the people and not just about like me making the decisions and being like, like, I don't even like to say I'm like this is mine. Like, it's to me, this is a whole community made this, because it really did, and everything. Yeah. Even down to the logos. So every city, the logo, the marijuana leaf is designed by a designer from that city.
Dope. That is dope.
You should do one for Richmond, California.
Oh, yeah?
The Rich?
You got a designer? You know a designer?
I know a couple of people, I'm sure, that know how to draw from the Rich. Oh, Mikey Day draw.
I was just about to say Mikey.
My little cousin draw.
Yeah.
Actually,
you know what?
My other little cousin, he even got what was it? Bucket?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he got his
he got a little, but he got trust me, I got some people. If you ever want to do Season of the Bay, I'm sure I got designs for you that can go.
No, I'm serious. I will offer my assistance and helping. That is. So once again, I have chills. All my listeners know when I have chills, I'm damn close to getting tears behind my eyes. That just means a lot. That speaks a lot to your just your soul and your character. and what you're doing this for. And that means a lot. And that's what people need to be doing this for, is just like the passion in the community and what other people are getting out of it. You could easily just say, I got a designer myself, or do your own designs and keep it like that. So you're keeping it all in house, but you're providing other opportunities for others out there. I mean, for Sacramento, I think Shan will be dope, but she's even from the Bay. Shan smokes like, yeah. Well, Pasadena, I know my girl Serene. Oh, she would be fire. Yeah, an Armenian version. Oh God, yeah.
The crazy thing is, I want to say the crazy thing because everything happens. I feel like everything happens for a reason. But like, typically, how I run it is I'll go on social media and be like, hey, does anybody have any logo design? Cause I prefer to use somebody that you know. I like that kind of those kind of interactions.
Yeah.
But all I can say, every single city that I've done, that's like, we have already produced probably already 13 cities that are just not just out on the website. I've used Upwork.
That's because people are out there, the ones that are serious. I think that's smart.
Yeah, and
as
Upwork,
well. Yeah.
And I really like it because it puts everything in real time, and it would be really hard for somebody to really rip you off.
That's I was going to get to say that.
Because they have to show you the work on there that they're doing.
Yeah.
Get paid for the
before
hours.
you do anything. Yeah. Yeah. And it's great to, to go the route of finding people on Instagram and stuff like that. But we've got to understand we live in a world now where not everybody is on the up and up. So you don't want to get taken. And then that helps to build up like your resistance. And then you don't do shit because you've been taken or your money's been taken from you. So that's smart to use platforms like that because that has some legitimacy behind it. And they do as well. And then you have, this organization kind of backing you up and making sure that creator is on the up and up. So I like that. That's another tip. If you guys aren't writing these down, I am, so that we can share these and post. But these are great. That's a great thing to do. So something like Upworks, or I like that a little bit better than like Fiverr or whatever that one is.
Yeah. For some reason, I've gone on a couple other ones. Yeah, Fiverr. I've gone on a couple other ones, and it's just I don't know. Something about Upwork has been like it's just been good. It's just been good.
Yeah.
It's been clean. There's been a time even where somehow the hours got messed up, and then the girl, it was a girl, and she was like, "Oh, she's like, you paid me too much. I only did it for this." She's, I don't know why it showed that, and like my money came back. Like it was like,
wow,
it was like professional. Some people have been like, "Shoot, let me get that extra $2."
Would have said nothing. Okay, like, I would have been trying to hit you up for more work so they could get more. But yeah, that's legit. That's good. And see, like I said, these are important things and to avoid mistakes. I like to say mistakes are just lessons, veiled lessons. However, if you can avoid those, then, it only helps you to move forward. So you started there and you're able to, like you said, you're able to get designers, in each place. So that's a way of giving back, you guys. And that's a way that you can ensure success as well, is that you got to give back somewhere.
So there's more to that too.
Okay. Like I said, I love the energy you're giving. Go ahead.
So the company, for some reason, the company's number is 3. Like that's everything multiples of 3. For some reason I don't know, it just came to my head 3. Okay. So every city has 3 shirts.
Nice.
Standard shirt for every city is the black with the white. Every city that I'll ever do will have a black shirt, white. Okay. And the same logo designer that made the shirt gets to pick the 2 other shirt combinations.
That's dope.
So the other 2 shirts were chosen by the logo designer to make those colors.
I like that. So you really
now I said, you whatever you want, that's what it is.
Yeah. So you're providing more of just an opportunity for their logo to be on it. You're really providing them an opportunity to be part of the creative process, which is dropping knowledge and providing them with opportunities to get an extra skill that they may not get. So
this can go on your resume.
I see you.
I know Cannatown. Cannatown's going to pop. And so then now you can, however you are in your thing, and you want a job wherever, and be like, yo, I designed this stuff for a freaking awesome clothing brand. Look what I did. I'll vouch for you because I'm going to tag you in every single thing that I do that you've done for me. People don't know that you did it. So that's what it's all about. It's just all about giving back. Like I already know, like that's how the universe works. That's how I feel.
Yes.
So
Chills once again, because that's exactly true. That's how the universe works.
I already know it's gonna come back.
Yes. I mean, like our interaction, just like
I'm
you
not
said.
even here. I'm not even worried about right here. I'm worried about it's already coming back when I leave. That's all. That's all.
Yes. And it's going to be the I like to say the footprint of significance that you leave on this universe. I like to say that's my passion. That's my purpose is to leave a footprint of significance in the lives of others in a positive way. And so you do that, and that's leaving a footprint. And also, what you're doing is you're a part of cannabis history. Like you're going to be part of cannabis entrepreneurship, cannabis apparel. Like you're part of that story way upon, what we're going to be doing. I believe that, we're just going to go to another planet or another part that we're going to be living better. But still, while this is going, that's the footprint that you're living. So it is, it's more than just the present thing. This is definitely a future and long after. So you could be, like you said, changing lives from somebody who may be a troublesome, in a troublesome part of their life. And just that opportunity changes things for them. So, and
that's what everybody just needs. That everybody just needs opportunity, a chance to just be like, man, I really can do something if just somebody is giving me a shot. But like, shoot.
Yeah. So you're doing so much more than I even expected, and that I even got from just the website and contacting you. I mean, I have to say, and I will say this, but I am grateful for that interaction. I'm grateful for the universe and for the intuition that I had to contact you. I'm even grateful for your willingness to be on the show, because this is why I do it, so that your message can get touch somebody out there, which I'm sure will, but allow them to make the next step, to be able to give back, and then to be a responsible entrepreneur, and not just be an entrepreneur just to put money in your pocket, but you get so much more out of that. A lot of these millionaires and billionaires, they may come across as assholes, which they probably are, but they continue to get the money that they get. 10-20% of it is because they give back and because they're philanthropy. So that's a good way to start. So you are changing lives, you are moving things. And how did that feel when you got your first sale?
Oh man, it was like, all right, that was it. I already did what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Validated, right?
I didn't even care about nothing. People ask me like, how's it doing? I'm like, obviously you want your company to grow. I was like, dude, in September it'll be a year. Like I'm not even worried about making no money until like 3 years. Like I'm freaking, this is still new to everybody, you know? I'm like, this journey is so fun and learning on the just learning from different people, and just getting the brand out there. This is awesome. Like, this is what I want to do.
No better feeling. It's definitely, I can relate to that, because I was sharing with you, left a career in corporate sales, decent money and whatnot, successful at it, much like you were just saying, different opportunities that you had in your careers, and it just wasn't fulfilling. It's not what I was supposed to do. And I make so much less money, I will say, but that doesn't even matter, because I can be a better mother. I could be there for my husband and support what his dreams are and what his passions are, be there for my children, but I love what I do. So that makes
up that's real freedom to me. Like that's the real freedom. That's the real freedom.
Yeah. And allows us to make
it
allows us to get with others that share the same, like you said, community. So it grows even more. And I think it all comes from the power flower. People that don't medicate and elevate with it, I don't think they have the insight, because they're living their lives with so much stress. And they use other forms to try to relieve that stress or to get that insight.
They worried about like what other people will say. Like,
it has that bucket. Who said that? Cat Williams. He said there's a little special thing in weed that gives you that like bucket. Like,
these candles anyway.
I got candles I didn't burn anyway. Fuck the lights. Yeah, like seriously. You just kind of become more from a state of worry and stress to it'll all work out if you just kind of let it be what it is. There's lessons, like I said, there's lessons behind everything, even no matter how hard they are. But I could talk to you all freaking night. I'm like legit all night. And I'm going to, before I even get the little countdown from producer over here, he is busy grading papers, but I've been able to distract him. I think maybe he hasn't looked at the time. No, he's shaking his head. No. So, but I like to end every episode on. Oh, you say something, baby?
I just started grading papers once you went past the hour. You said so.
I didn't say that.
Nope, you didn't say that.
Just kidding. No, I wanted to say, I mean, I think your story and your journey and to where you are now, like I said, is more than inspirational. It's one that I'm happy that and glad that I can hear, you know, that I was happy to get out there to other people to not only increase your brand awareness, but let people know who you are. You know, when people are able to relate to who's behind the brand, that helps to add to your success too. And I think that, I mean, I know I'm like, hey, we're friends now. We're homies. So, you know, I'm claiming you, at least in my head. So if everybody else feels that way, then, you know, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Yeah. But what I like to do, you know, to end the episode is kind of to allow you to have your mic drop, your Kanye moment where you drop a word of wisdom, you know, whatever it may be, whatever you're feeling, a line from your favorite song, whatever it may be, this is your moment to go ahead and leave another significant footprint on not only on this episode, but on the lives of others. So it's up to you. There you go.
Well, first of all, I appreciate y'all having me on here. I'm grateful. I guess it kind of goes into a motto or something that's personal to me is time. And so we don't get it back. And I don't think a lot of people know how valuable it is. So you guys spending y'all's time with me is very appreciative. I'm very grateful for it. And another thing I live by is know your value and give no discounts. Know your worth. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you know what oh my gosh, do you know what I always say? I always say, know your value or your worth and add tax. Same thing. Oh, look at us.
There you go.
We were meant to be.
No discounts. Don't give no discounts.
Yes. You know, we could create some things together. So I know you guys, like I said, if you guys were watching, you know, on the video, then hubby has shared the website, but do not forget the website. So go ahead and shout out the website. Let people know where they can find you on social media. How can they get in touch? How can they support and how they can make a purchase?
Websites, www.thecannatown.com. IG is Canna 2_ town 420. Right now, if you follow me, we will send you a follow 20 discount code. You get 20% off of your first purchase. So and then actually on Facebook, it's just Cannatown. You find us right there. So check us out, man. We'll be making some more cities, and I kind of like I'm for the people. So anybody DMs me, the more DMs I get of one city, that's hey,
the next one.
People, that's the one that's gonna pop up.
Nice. And then, like he said, there's some more cities that are in the works or that are just in the wings that are getting ready to come out. So best way for you guys to find out is support.
It's pretty much done. Y'all are coming out soon. So
and you know how we are in the West Coast. We think we think we know we're the West Coast. So no. That's funny.
Another thing I wanted to add that we do on Instagram. There you go.
I can only do it one hand. I was like, wait.
Let me show you something real quick. Look. You see it?
Nice, I do.
That's what we throw up in the A-leaf. That's the Southwest. We throw up the dubs too.
Okay. See, I'm right up there. See, look at me. That was perfect. That was perfect. No, that's shout out to you also growing up knowing Toby. Because if you guys don't know about him, that's another thing we had to drop. Please go and follow and like every album that he has out. His videos are fire. His wife is fantastic. I just love him and his wife.
Real family-like business.
Yes.
Family like. Oh, it's beautiful.
I love it so much. And I get every time I watch it, I'm just like, I realize I have a smile on my face. Plus he is just speaking the blows. I mean, especially when he's talking about, especially Black people. This will be my last thing, but we should be firearm owners. We need to be, definitely practicing our Second Amendment right. They don't want us to, but that's because they scared. And I know we always talking about what he had. Last thing I think he said, did he say FN in the song? Yeah. You know, you guys know me and my firearms. So we'll be on here another hour if I get in that conversation. But no, I want to say, everybody, please support. This is definitely a brand that you want to support. You know, when your city is out there, you know, make it, like I said, he said, get in touch with them, send a DM, get your city, you know, out there to rep, and they'll be the next city, you know, on a shirt that you guys can walk around each other. And
we'll be looking for brand ambassadors for the cities too. So if you can make stuff for the city, you can run the city. You can be the candidate. You can be the lead for it.
See, you only saying a word. I already got Sacramento, so nobody else apply. I already got it. You know, I'm the brand educator galore. Yeah. I'm working with King Palm right now too. So shout out to King Palm, and we'll say that they're
King Palm.
Oh, love them. Love them so much.
Okay, I know. I don't want to go too. I know we're about to get out. What's your favorite? Do you do the ones with the terps, the flavored ones?
Yeah, the banana cream.
That's my favorite. Let's go.
I see. I already knew this. I knew this already. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. Now, that one is so great. And look, here in Sacramento, if y'all smoke shops don't get on that, like carrying that, it is so far and few between. I have to go to certain places to get it. And that makes me angry because this is something you guys should be stocking just as much as you're stocking backwoods and, you know, everything else that's not good for us. Let's go ahead and stock the things that are good. But the banana cream's my favorite. So being that I'm a brand ambassador, we'll see if we can get you a couple packs and send those over to you as well. You know, I'm going to send you a little goodie pack, but I want to thank you so much. I think this was another fantastic episode. I told you guys that I was going to be bringing that fire to you. I didn't know that we were going to gel so well. I'm glad that we did. I am going to support you in any way that I can, offer any support that I can. You definitely, I'm a phone call, a tweet, you know, or whatever away. I'll be right there for you to support. So you guys, please enjoy this episode. Share it, like it, support your girl. Let me know how much you love me. Leave me a message. Go on like our website as well. And you can find the links where you guys can leave voice messages. You guys can join the the live show. You know, jump right on. Just let me know. You know how to reach out. So I hope you guys have a blessed and prosperous week. Stay elevated, stay in your passion, and live life the way that you see fit. All right? Bye. See you guys.